Shoot. Ah, right, I gotta close Discord a minute. Since I already sent out the pings. Streaming to the right thing. YouTube is about live. This. Okay, we're live. On both. Cool. Think we're good. Think we're fine. Howdy. How's it going, Union? Well, it'd probably be helpful if you guys could see the game, yeah? There you go. I've been tinkering around with mods, making sure everything works for Persona the challenge playthrough. Mini games, yeah, they told us about this last time. Oh, I didn't count that throw. Okay. But yeah, I spent a lot of time yesterday working on that, and I got it mostly working. There's a couple more things I want to get working, but I've started to like test by running through the first dungeon or whatever, first palace. So do that over the next week or so here. Make sure everything works. See what breaks. Try and fix what breaks.
Doctor, allow me to
Oh, okay,
introduce
interesting.
my dear friend,
Sounds good. I'll have to check it out later. Probably off stream, but later. Yeah.
Is Dr. Sigurd. He's come quite a distance for us.
A pleasure to meet you, Cereza. Jean has told me much about you during our trip.
Did she? I hope at least some of it was actually true. Jean has a habit of showing off for the gentleman.
You bitch!
I can see that you are very close. But that's enough chat. You've brought me here for a singular purpose, yes? To open a portal to the Alphaverse.
Yes. Sadly, I
Yep,
have a
yep,
date
I'll
with
check
a
it out later.
terrible bore.
Singularity. We'll knock down his door, wring his neck, and end all of this destruction. It's time to finish this.
And Cereza, I trust you have what we need. Now, follow me to the altar.
Yeah. Do.
Stand back.
I don't know. I don't really trust this doctor guy, given how similar his color scheme
Cereza,
is to the main enemies.
place the Chaos Gears in their proper locations.
Yep. This is the second to last level, apparently. We have this level and then the next level. So.
Come to see us off. If you're looking for a ride back home, you'll have to wait for the next one.
The vermin don't know when to quit.
If this device is damaged, we'll never be able to open the portal again.
Doctor, you just keep working. Jean?
I'm interested to see the ending because I've heard mixed things about it. Like, some people really don't like the ending, apparently. This is a cool cutscene. I thought we'd have to, like, do some wave defense here, but it's a cool cutscene. Glad they finally had a reason to use the electric guitar for the Bayonetta soundtrack. No better instrument for action games. Oh. That's where that was. Are we gonna have to pole dance around to that beam of light? Why do I feel like we will? No, that's probably just dumb. I bet I've been conditioned by Bayonetta. I think whenever I see giant pole of light, oh, we gotta like pole dance around it, turn back time or whatever. I guess there's no protective shielding around the giant teleporter. You can just throw a rock into the giant mechanical device and like completely destroy it.
The portal will close.
Shao Fi Bao Zag!
Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Go, Cereza. You're the only one who can end this.
Then I'll leave this lot to you. Promise I'll be back in time for drinks, all right?
Cereza will return. Count on it. And until she does, there won't be a finger on this thing.
Can you really defend it against all of them? It gets destroyed, then our chances are...
Don't you worry about that. I'm more than enough for them.
Yeah, I definitely don't trust the doctor dude. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Did we unlock a new outfit at the end of the last stream? I think we did. Costumes. Yes. Yeah, the French, right, French Bayonetta. Gosh, why does her blonde have to be, like, yellow? It's not actually blonde, it's that, like, gold yellow. Like, super saturated yellow. Like, these need, like, some sort of shading on them, because as they are, they just look ridiculous. Like, black is the only one that looks decent, because the rest need, like, some actual shading on them. They're not, like, just... It looks like you used the fill tool or something, like, to recolor the hair, rather than, like... I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Oops. Okay. Anyway, French Bayonetta. Oh. Holy cow, this place is actually falling apart. And by that I mean it's like a little less scripted than I thought it would be for how it's falling apart. Like you could have actually not gotten past that if you were not moving quickly enough. Yep, yep. I don't know if it technically counts as an escape sequence, but yeah, the like running through an area that's quickly dissolving underneath your feet. Oh, oh, oh! How did I live that? Okay, never mind. We're gonna ignore the enemies. Just keep going. What's with a single strand of hair in her forehead? It's like not coming out of her hairline. It's like coming out of her forehead. Like it's a little bit below. Music sounds important. Like, oh, okay. Mega aerial fortress. Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I saw a run on YouTube that was advertised as no Armageddon. I think you could
Saved me a bit of time.
maybe replace it with either King and I or Scarlet Havoc to do enough damage to kill her in time. But like, yeah, that would be your only way of not using Armageddon, is to like replace it with one of the other Thurgy skills probably that does enough damage.
Consider this a generous tip. Now, let's see you earn it, shall we?
Bayonetta and Madame of Butterfly are taking off together to accept Singular's rough welcome. As with Bayonetta, okay. Use Witch Time. Okay. What the heck is Bayonetta wearing? Oh, it's her French outfit. Trickster plus concentration. Yeah, there's a couple different Thurgy skills that could do enough damage so you wouldn't have to use Armageddon. But at that point, it becomes a little bit of a moot thing, because it's like, you can either use Armageddon, which does a guaranteed amount of damage, or you can use these skills that are also really broken and just make them more broken to the point where they deal enough damage. So it's like a little bit moot, but I guess kind of an interesting it's an interesting what if for sure, but the point is kind of moot by that point, you know. I don't know. I think Elizabeth is a fun fight to fight the first time, but I'm not sure how fun it would be if you were trying to like. I'm not sure how fun it is to like test different builds on it and stuff, because it's got like a. It's more of a puzzle in some ways, kind of like the Lavenza fight. Like, you know, it has certain requirements. It's yeah, all right. All right, we're good. Oop. I should probably. Yeah. Okay. That was unfortunate. Looked over in the middle of a boss fight and saw that internet had cut out. So anyway, where did it
Have to take our time.
Nice.
Excellent. Keep it up. All right. Just
Yeah, I'm kind of excited get to play 2 new games starting Thursday and Saturday. Thursday we'll start another action RP, another action game. This indie anime action game. It's got like a DMC style combat, and then Saturday we'll start that Jack Move RPG, which seems decent, interesting. Screenshots and gameplay look good. We'll see how the game actually plays though. And then, yeah. Be nice to get into Persona 5 again properly. I'm like playing through the start, you know, to test mods, and I'm like, man, I kind of want to keep playing, but well, just gotta wait another week or so, and I'll be able to start. I'll be able to play a bunch of Persona 5. That'll be fun. Challenge myself a little bit.
Wow. What are you doing here? Always getting in over your head. I'll take care of you. That's right. I'm going to take you back home.
Well,
Are you frightened, Luca? Your hands are shaking. Poor thing. Let me help you.
okay.
That look off your face, Luca. It doesn't suit you at all. through things with a clumsy fool. One I can't imagine
Ever since I was a kid, voice in my head, always telling me the secrets. Listen, okay? That's why I never paid my whole life.
I'm sure you've all seen it all before, Jorge. And you missed the internet disconnecting, so it wasn't all bad. Gotta say, this guy is a lot easier to fight as Bayonetta with her witch time abilities than as what's her name? Dude, I forgot her name. Is it Violet? No. Then as the other girl.
got it all out of your system. Now come on. It's time we retire.
I've been liking Clock Tower. I haven't been using it too much. This fight against Luke is like the first real gameplay we've had. Since the section before this was just the playing as Madame Butterfly section. Which was fine, but it was clunky. Oh no! That's definitely just how they're gonna kill off Lucas, like that. Uh-huh. I definitely believe that Luke is dead.
You have no fucking right to call me by that name.
Ooh, she swore.
Time to take the gloves. Thank you, Sir Hamlet.
Ah.
Now's your chance.
One sec, I'll read that in a minute, once I'm not in the middle of a fight. That's not good. Oh, what the heck? I don't know what I did, but I somehow summoned the, Okay, whatever. Oops. Ah. Oh. Got the grab. Oop. Okay, I'll say watch out for that attack animation. If I can tell what's going on with all the darkness effects. Gotcha. Boy, he does a lot of damage in that form. Speaking of the clock tower. Okay. Since the game doesn't explain this for some reason, that shadow that was corrupting Luca is Dark Adam, the Luca from the Alphaverse that Singularity first killed, but his consciousness survived. Okay. Interesting. You just kept... okay, I read that.
Luca.
Oh, I'm sure he's fine. How many times has he, like, fallen from a great height at this point? Didn't he literally, like, fall from a helicopter or something in the first game?
Kitty. Bayonetta. Luca.
Oh, okay.
Fear not, for he is at peace. It seems we have been drawn into the Alphaverse.
Oh, this is like awakened to Luca or whatever. Luca from another universe or something.
Bayonetta, come
What's up with
here.
her face?
homunculus nerve center?
It would seem so. He must have sacrificed one of his own counterparts to control the homunculi from here.
His own counterpart? And this man has to be...
The card?
Kitty.
Dr. Sigurd!
Yeah, I knew I didn't trust the doctor.
That means the real singularity... Fuck!
We've been had.
You have been very helpful. But that will be quite enough.
Mid Myers. Like Sid Meier, but mid.
Goodbye, John. Our time together was short, but unforgettable nonetheless.
What? She died just like that? She survived for so long in the second game, and then she just dies in like one hit in the third. What? Okay. Sure. Sure, yeah. Alright, whatever.
Once its purpose is done, all life must fade away. Now, mine begins.
Yeah. It is dumb that like she just dies like that. Like it's fine cause story, but like if that is the end of her as a character, that's not fine. But if like she's just dying temporarily for the sake of the story, that's fine, I guess. It's dumb, but it's fine. It's only unforgivable if that's how John goes out, you know, forever. Like if that's the end of her character forever, then yeah, that's dumb. Because we went through a whole game where like the whole point was to like help her, and well, that was like the instigating thing was like to help her and like revive her for like 3/4 of the game.
Let's go home.
Gotcha, yeah. Like I said, I can live with it as long as it's not the end of her character forever.
Enchanting and enticing. But I think you can show me more.
My boy. Hey, full circle. Going all the way back around. Back to good old New York. Chapter 14. The Single Truth. Love Scarf Guy? Yeah. It's a shame he hasn't been Scarf Guy for most of the game. You see him like as Scarf Guy a little bit, but for the most part, he's that giant beast for most of it. Yeah, you're thinking of Luca. He's the one who's like turned into a fairy werewolf monster in this game.
I'd rather do it in a nice hot bath.
So the Alphaverse was always just a decoy. He wanted us here and away from Thor.
Wait, what? Yeah, he's the giant like
That means
wolf beast that we fought in like the last boss fight.
we're trapped here. No way.
I want to kill
out.
Luca? Yeah, no. I don't think we will.
Oh,
He's alive so far. He's like right over there off camera. He's like knocked unconscious after like the dark version of him came out of him or whatever. a version that was like, I guess, a version of him from another dimension.
It would seem these events are the
Oh, and that's
truth
another
of the
version of
show.
him too. The celestial looking guy is another version of Luca. Okay. I mean, we're less than an hour in, so if it takes up the
Now,
rest of the stream,
Let the
that's fine.
hearts of all Arc-Atoms gather here as one.
Oh, I see. They're the Arc-Atoms because Bayonetta is the Arc-Eve. Adam and Eve. Okay. Wait, does that mean that in the French universe, canonically Bayonetta's mom wanted to get it on with Luca? Also, I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that, like, Luca has been made so important. I kind of liked it better when he was just, like, a guy.
Hey, Cerecita.
But, yeah.
I finally figured out what the truth is. Bayonetta, my purpose is to get you to where you need to be. Look. That vortex is singularity absorbing this world's energy.
Luca, what are you trying to say?
I'm going to use it to send you two home.
From there? But how?
Yeah, it's a pretty good hat. Pretty good cowboy hat.
Wish I knew
Kind of makes
just
me want to
what
play
say at
Red
a
Dead
time like
Redemption.
this.
I played a
don't
little bit
have
of the
to.
first game, and I
You're
own
a
the second
clumsy
game.
fool, but you never fail
I'll
to
probably play those
impress.
games off stream, but they're fun games. Well, maybe I'll play... I don't know. I could play them on stream, but I don't know if you guys will be interested in that. They're very long games, so... Gotcha. Okay.
Later, Violeta. Goodbye, Bayonetta. I'll always love you both.
Did they ever explain that... Viola is, like, their kid from another dimension?
Treasure!
Did they ever actually explain that? Because it seems pretty obvious. But, like, did they ever actually explain that? Because so far, I don't think they have.
Bayonetta, come on!
Anyway. Yeah.
Of course.
Wasn't there a whole gag cutscene
My name is Viola!
in the second game where she, like, is jumping towards him
Is Viola!
and she, like, completely passes him while he's trying to kiss her or whatever? Maybe that was earlier in this game, and that was a callback where she tried to kiss him or whatever. By the way, is that the thing that people didn't like? The fact that, like, Bayonetta liked Luca and, like, canonically got with him in another universe?
Kitty! Luca!
The destruction has stopped. Why? Is that...
This reminds me of the opening area. The thing we saw at the start of the game.
Archive Origin, what are you doing here? This is a world of my definition. You do not belong.
But here I am, and that's the
Rain
truth.
effects are good.
Maybe you forgot to carry the one.
Could use a little bit more Foley. There should be like some rain sound effects going on. Comically evil. He was faking being disabled. True. Reminds me of that like one streamer from like several years ago who was like faking being disabled and then just didn't realize he was on camera at one point and just like stood up and went to go get a snack or something. Hilarious. But yeah, is that the thing that people were mad about? Is that she, like, tried to kiss Luca or something? So far, I'm not sure why people dislike Bayonetta 3 Bayonetta so much. Oh, it's this thing again. Alright. I should have punched there instead of trying to block. Oh, block is right trigger, not the right bumper, I see. What? There it goes, okay. Reminds me of the font from Kingdom Hearts 1. Come on, Sora, you can do better than that. Get real! Look at which one of us is winning. Did I not lose here? I don't think I'm taking, like, any damage from that. Oh, great. He changed, like, mid my bite. Oh, okay. I guess we'll wait and see then. It's so dumb because, like, even if you see that you're doing the wrong thing, there's, like, no way to change it until it's, like, too late. Yeah, see, like, right there, I went to, like, bite him when he was in the block, which is what I'm supposed to do, but by the time I did it, like, he already was doing something else, and I just died. I just got hit for no reason. So see, I'm supposed to bite him here. Okay, it worked that time. Okay. It's a cool looking fight, but yeah, mechanically it's a little eh. Even though I did the right thing there, I didn't do it in time, so... Yeah. Okay. Alright. I mean, it's fine. It looks cool, but, like... I don't know. The gameplay of it is a little scuffed. But it seems like I didn't take too much damage there. Maybe that's scripted to be, like, that way, where I don't take too much damage there or whatever, but... yeah. I wasn't in any danger of dying. It's just kind of annoying. He's even cheating now. Yeah, you're not allowed to use 2 energy beams. Ooh. Haven't seen that form of Madame Butterfly yet. Literally just a Kamehameha. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. That's good. That's cool. That's funny. Alright.
Flying to the moon without me? Can't have
True.
that.
Hey, reference to the first game. And let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. I hope they don't actually start playing that song again though, because like there's a good chance that like takes down the stream or something. I don't know why, but he kind of reminds me of one of the bounty hunters from Metroid Prime Hunters. He looks similar to at least like one of them, like one of the aliens from that game.
Maybe that's how things work where you're from. But I prefer to make my own truth. Atom bombs!
Right, it's the like last level of the game, so we can assume that Bayonetta has all of the demons. She gets to summon them all in a cutscene. Just because you can fly doesn't mean you can't have nice things, okay?
I
Sorry, just that like same sound effect 3 times in a row was kind of funny. Imagine if you just had Air Jordans on instead of heels. Like it's just this like demigod with Adidas on. Then again, you can't wear Adidas. You have to keep them brand name. Come on, they're worth like $5,000. You can't wear those. You gotta just like put them on a shelf and like never use them. That's how things are supposed to be. That's why we buy things, not to use them, but to put them on a shelf forever. Hey Jason, how's it going? Pretty good idea to use the fans here, if for no other reason than their their air combos make it easy to stay over top of the fog. I'm not sure what I'm gonna play tomorrow for the 4th anniversary stream. I've narrowed it down to like either Halo or Ridge Racer. So, or actually Hollow Cure might be good too. Just something fun that we can play for like an hour or two. Since mostly I'm just gonna like try and do my presentation thing and then play for like a couple hours. Oh, hello. That's a big guy. There we go. Yeah, that poison cloud that he spawns underneath him is pretty annoying. But the fans are pretty useful for their air combos. Hmm. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. Bad for me, but kind of cool looking. Oh, these are the balance bosses, aren't they? These are the bosses from the balance fight, where you had to make sure you didn't use the demons too much or too little, otherwise you would fall in the acid. Yep. Reminds me of that first boss in Persona 3. For some reason, they thought it would be a good idea to make a boss that looks like a pregnant lady and then put the initials B and J on her chest. And that's the first boss of the game. So it makes a good first impression. And the QTE for getting like out of like being stunned is like really tight. Oh jeez. Oh okay, they're draining my magic gauge. Come on. Okay, there we go. Did I get both of them? I think I did. Could have gotten a bit closer. Oh well. Hey, okay, I got one of them. No, I got both of them. That's cool. Didn't one of the Persona games have a boss that resembled Alice? Or no, you're thinking of Persona. There's a demon/Persona in the SMT and Persona series. That's literally just a giant phallic thing in a chariot, depending on the game. It's called Mara. But yeah, no, I know exactly what you're thinking of, yeah. That Assault Spy game, would you play first time? Sorry, do you mean that it's going to be my first time playing Assault Spy? Yeah, it'll be my first time playing Assault Spy on Thursday. I picked it up a little while ago. Saw it and thought it looked kind of interesting. It was fairly cheap on sale, so. Oop. Yeah, this is the final boss fight of the game. It's a long one, but yeah, this is the final boss fight of the game. Seriously, only still on verse 2? Dang. We're kidding when you said this boss was long. I thought, like, the twin bosses would be at least one verse. I'm out of revives, apparently.
The shadow remains cast.
Oh my gosh. We were almost at the end of the verse. How far back does it put us? Hopefully this is at least after the twins. Hello? I mean, the Bayonetta series came out after DMC2, so it was definitely influenced by DMC2, you know, because games in a similar genre tend to be influenced by other games in the genre that came before them, but I think they look fairly different, both for better and for worse. But, I don't know, because they're in the same genre, it makes sense that they're somewhat similar. In terms of gameplay, at the very least. And, Bayonetta was definitely openly influenced by DMC, so... Although Bayonetta does kind of its own thing, with a lot, like, how its level stages are done and everything. And, like, a lot, its mechanics are pretty different for, stuff like dodging and all that. Although I am guilty of comparing the two franchises maybe more than I should. Also, this game came out on the Switch. It's on the Switch, so if it does look like DMC5, that's kind of a compliment because that means that they were able to get something that at least looked decent on the Switch. Yeah. Yeah, I think they've openly said that they were influenced by like games like DMC and stuff, so. And it would be hard to like not be, given how popular DMC has been, you know. And they're in the same genre. I generally enjoyed DMC1. I haven't played it in a while. I guess a while now. Like a year or so. I played it like for the first time last year, so. It's been a minute since I've played it, so. Oh, a bunch of the other Bayonettas. I see. I like how the ones that weren't in the game already are just PNGs in the background. That's funny. They only had time to, like, obviously do, like, 3D models for the ones that were actually in the game. I've seen the screenshot, Jorge. There's a reason why I titled the stream what I did. Do you play like Trier or something? Sorry, I'm not sure what your question is there, Jason. Do I play like what or something?
Clearly, you haven't been paying attention.
Oh, I see. We're killing him faster than he can change reality.
Truth is what I make it.
Yeah, they're probably like mostly like concept designs that they had in pre-production at some point, but like either they were scrapped or they decided to go and put different ones in the game. There was probably like a period where they did nothing but like prototype different Bayonetta designs for like the different worlds. And so those are the ones that just like didn't make it for various reasons.
Let's go.
Which is why they're PNGs, is because they were like, you know, concept art or something. Oh, I generally play without using items for the DMC games, but I haven't tried DMD properly yet. I probably will at some point. I played through the whole series last year, and then at the beginning of this year I played through 3 through 5 on the harder difficulties with Virgil. So not the hardest difficulties, but like the one below that for 3, 4, and 5. Pretty difficult, especially for 3, but I got through it eventually. And that was a lot of fun. But I want to try Bayonetta and some other series like God of War and stuff this year as well too, so we've been doing a little bit of that. Going back to DMC every once in a while. DMC is fun. Like recently I played DMC 5 co-op mod with a friend of mine. It's not a Bayonetta game unless John has approximately 2 death pick, that's true. Yeah, it's not like she... What difficulty you handled? For 3, the one below DMD... I'm trying to remember which one that is. And then... I think the same for 4 and 5, if I remember correctly. No, sorry, 3 was very hard difficulty. 4 and 5 were hard difficulty, because that was the highest I had unlocked. I think? Question mark? No, I think it was like... Sorry, it's been a minute. But it was like the one below DMD for 3, 4, and 5. Which I know is a bit different depending on the game. Because different ones have like different difficulty levels, but generally speaking, that's what it was. Yeah. I don't know, I'll never be like super amazing at those games, but I'd like to get better at them and play a bit more of them when I get a chance. Holy cow. Oh, is this a thing where I can only do damage to him well in witch time or something? Ah. What about Bayonetta? Usually I just play through on normal. I'm just trying out Bayonetta and stuff. Not trying to try hard this too much. Maybe I'll come back and like do some harder difficulty stuff, but I've never played through the games. So I'm just about done with the trilogy, playing through at the like normal difficulty. I also like playing games on the normal difficulty the first time around, generally speaking. Because that's the way the designers intended it to be played, generally speaking. Like, for a first-time experience. So, it gives me a good idea of, like, how things are supposed to be balanced before you go into the, like, harder difficulties, where things might, like, you know, you might have to, like, start relying on, like, the best equipment or whatever, rather than being able to play around with, like, the best thing, like, just some of the fun things or whatever. Also, I think most of the difficulty in Bayonetta comes more from trying to perfect things rather than like try and get through things like with DMC. Like with DMC, especially if you're not using items, the difficulty just comes in somewhat in just beating the game base, like without even worrying about like what score you get. Okay, good to know. Oh gosh, what is this? Oh no, not more monster fighting. Okay. And it's tied to my actual health bar. Yeah. I don't know, for me at least, I think it would be more interesting to get better at Bayonetta, more so than, I think it would be more interesting to get better at DMC and, like, get really good at that game than Bayonetta. Like, I'd like to try some of the harder, like, extra bosses and stuff, but, like...
The shadow remains cast.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's fun to do hard things if you like the game. For me, I'd like to try, if I really like a game, I'll get into some of the harder stuff. Like, there's a game series that I made that got a remake of, like, one of the earlier games recently, the Persona series. And I just finished doing, like, the extra hard, you know, super boss on a hard difficulty for that game this weekend. And that was fun. But that's because I enjoy the game and I want to, you know, get better at it and see how far I can go with it. And I also have a hard time putting a lot of time into, like, one game in particular unless it's a game I really like, which I imagine is true for most people. So it's hard to, like, you know, get super into a game and, like, try and go for the hardest difficulty stuff unless you, like, really like the game. And now the 5th time Gamora gets his own segment, yeah. Do you think Persona 4 needs a remake? I don't really think so. I think Persona 4 Golden is in a pretty good place between its more recent ports and it being on PC and stuff. I think Persona 4 is pretty nice where it is. I think we'll probably get one, but probably not till after Persona 6. So probably not for, like, a while yet. Like, just think about how long it's been since Persona 3 came out. And, like, you know, Persona 4 came out, like, a few years after, like, a year or two after Persona 3 did. So it'll probably be a bit longer before we... It'll probably be after Persona 6. My guess is, like, after Persona 6, maybe they'll put that out. Like, make a Persona 4 remake. But yeah. Only interested in other difficulties if there are notable differences besides the difficulty. Yeah, it is nice when the difficulty isn't just, oh, enemies do more damage. If there's, like, actual, like, new, like, enemy spawns or, like, there's new mechanics and stuff. Kingdom Hearts is actually pretty good about that. For Kingdom Hearts, like, 2 critical mode, where, not only do enemies hit harder and stuff, but, like, you have a reduced, like, HP bar, SP bar, but you start out with, like, abilities that you can't otherwise get to make the gameplay more interesting. So, and you can even do, like, a level 1 run by turning on the ability that turns off XP. So if you really, like, want to try hard it, you can do a level 1 critical mode playthrough, which is kind of interesting. I've done a critical playthrough and done, like, most of the game's super bosses, but never, like, a level 1 playthrough. Might be interesting sometime. Actually, I think the next game I'm gonna play after Assault Spy is gonna be a mod of Kingdom Hearts 2 that lets you play as one of the other characters and, like, rebalances the combat to be a bit more fluid and more like DMC. So that should be interesting. Are you waiting for Persona 6? Yeah, I'm excited for Persona 6. It'll be interesting. I'm really interested in that ReFantazio game that's coming out later this year. The one that's like a fantasy RPG kind of thing, more than... I think that'll be really fun and interesting, because they said that they wanted to, like, incorporate some of the elements from the Persona series into, like, and have, like, a time, like, there's an in-game timer, kind of like with Persona. So you only have so much time in an area before you have to like move on. So you have to balance, you know, like doing side quests with leveling up and like all that kind of stuff. I think that'll be interesting. And then it'll be cool to see Persona 6 whenever that comes out. I think the current guessing / word on the street is somewhere late 2025, early 2026, somewhere around there. Kind of around when the Switch 2 comes out. It's supposed to come out for that system as well. So that'll be interesting. What am I supposed to do here? Do I have to use my demons for this? Yeah, okay. How do I get through that barrier? Yeah, I'm definitely excited for Persona 6. Although, there's plenty of other good, like, Atlas things coming out this year. But I'm getting kind of caught up on the Persona series and stuff. Once I want to play through the Persona 4 fighting game and the Persona Q, you know, the 3DS games this year. And by that point, I'll have played pretty much every Persona game to date, so... I guess technically, like, the original versions of 3, 4, and 5, without the enhancements, I haven't played. But, I don't know. You count those? I guess you count those, right? But, I don't know. You count them as different versions. I hear 4 and 5 are actually pretty different. 3 isn't as different as the other two, but 4 and 5, like, got, like, massive rebalancing changes and were generally made easier for it, in the... like, you know, versions with the extra content. So maybe it'd be interesting to go back and, like, look and see how much easier, how much different they were at some point. I don't know. It's a good time to be an Atlas fan. There's a lot of good stuff coming out between, you know, SMT5 Vengeance, and Persona 3 Reload, ReFantazio. A lot of good things is coming out this year. The music cut out there pretty dramatically.
You're not getting nervous, are you? What's wrong? Having trouble running the numbers?
I seem to remember these animations from, like, another part of the game. Or maybe, like, the previous game or something. It depends on what mood I'm in, Jason. I like, RPGs for sure. But, action games like this can be a lot of fun, too. There's only a few kinds of games that I don't like. Realistic driving sims, just because I'm not a car guy, so like getting into like tuning the cars and stuff are not something I'm interested too much in. I like arcade racing games sometimes, the ones that are meant to just be kind of fun without having to worry about like tuning every little thing. Or what other games don't I like? Visual novels I have a hard time with, because they're just, you know, they're visual novels, because they could be like a manga or a book, which I do read quite a bit of. At least for streams, they're not that fun, but yeah, because it's just me reading things out loud a lot. But I do tend toward more RPGs. Action games can be kind of fun, even if I know I'm not gonna ever be the best at them. Fighting games I don't play too much of. At least with an action game, there's usually an interesting like main campaign like this to play through. Fighting games, the main campaign there is just for getting like used to the characters or But yeah, I like a lot of different types of games, but I definitely trend towards like more RPGs and stuff like that. I do like first-person shooters sometimes and stuff like that, but I usually don't play those ones. Just because, like, that's not the kind of thing people who watch me are interested in.
You didn't cry while I was gone, did you? You all seem to be having a good time.
Hey, it's the classics theme.
Me, don't you think?
Nice. Oh, I see. Okay. That makes sense, yeah. Labalus, Destroyer of Fates. Oh, right, I remember riding him in Bayonetta 2, I think?
Women of our caliber don't need invitations, darling. Right.
What are you doing? I destroyed millions long ago. It is not necessary. That phenomena once informed of me. Now changes me.
It looks like only the three of us made it this far. Oh, and the young lady, of course. That's enough, yes? To prove phenomenal affirmation isn't absolute after all.
Seeing them side by side, I really do like
All right.
Bayonetta 1's design, I think.
Just try to predict what the lot of us will do next.
But they're all pretty good. Oh, that music is fun. Okay. Ah. Oh, I'm playing as them. Okay. This is Bayonetta 2. Okay. Bayonetta. Even the combos meter is just like the first game. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's cool. Full attention to detail there with that, making the UI similar. And you don't have cut-ins, but you do have like the finishers of the previous games. I think even the charge attack is like similar to the second game. You can still summon the damn butterfly though. Okay, that's cool though. It is cool to see the other Bayonettas. It is a cool fan service moment, I will say that. Oh, do I have to play viola now? Oh, okay. I was hoping she would at least get to punch him in the face.
Now do you see me? Only I can determine the truth of this world. And none of you can shake it.
It should be obvious that I'm no twig. You still don't realize just how stubborn I am, do you? No matter how many of me there are, that doesn't change. That's my unshakable truth.
Sometimes I simply erase you all, and your so-called truth.
Because it implies Bayonetta 1 and 2 are different. Oh, you mean like different timelines? I guess so. But like technically infinite multiverse theory means that there's infinite amounts of Bayonettas.
Combine?
Perhaps you're not a visual learner.
That's cool.
I'll teach you the hard way. Try to keep up. Your turn. Too late. Block off. Block off. I'll be gentle. My turn. Tornado.
It's too bad that it doesn't multiply your projectiles as well. Although I do wish, sorry, one second. I do wish that you had more weapon slots, so you could swap through like 3 weapons or something. Yeah. I think it's best just to think of it as like different timelines and different points in the timeline. Like what if instead of Bayonetta 1 happening, towards the end of Bayonetta 1, this guy just shows up and like tries to destroy the world or whatever, you know? Or like towards the end of Bayonetta 2, this guy, or just like right after Bayonetta 2, this guy shows up or whatever. Or maybe it's the same, and Bayonetta just never changed out of her first game outfit, and just had a slightly different voice. Oh, now do we play as Viola? I kind of hope we don't, because I don't like playing as Viola that much. But it would make sense if there's like one verse where we play as Viola, honestly, given how long this boss fight is. Oh, hey, Luca! From downtown! Yeah! Oh, Luca. Yeah. It would make sense to have, like, one verse where you play as Viola. I think what they should have done is, like...
Sorry to keep you ladies waiting.
Instead of bridging her, you should have, like, jumped in and played as Viola from the cutscene.
It's a bit hard to find you with all the rubble.
And then, like, after you get through, like, one of his phases, then you can, like, get iced or whatever and get captured in a cutscene.
You never cease to amuse me, Luca. I could imagine worse men to spend my last moments with.
Hey, you're the only one I want by my side.
We've got to keep her safe.
I know. She's the one who's going to keep our truth alive.
Nice.
That's not a bad look for you. In fact, I might
Sorry, was trying to dodge Lucas attacks out of habit.
How could anyone resist? Now, let's focus on the task at hand.
Let's see this fight. Make sure our truth lives on.
Weirdly in character preference, yeah. It's kind of funny, yeah.
Time to take the gloves off. Think you can handle it?
It's a little hard to tell what's going on with Luca and added to the mix as well. But it is cool to see him here. They're really pulling out all the stops for this boss fight. It's a long one, but they are trying to keep it as varied as possible. It is why I think that Viola should have been part of this boss fight for like one of the phases. Yeah. This is one of the longer boss fights, but generally Bayonetta games have relatively long final boss fights, I find. Although at least they've never made the same mistake that they made with the first game's boss fight, like final boss fight, where you're basically on the bottom of like a fishbowl and you can barely see the boss like half the time because of the weird camera angle. True. Amulet's almost broken. Bayonetta's reaching her limit. Verse 3. Okay.
Is unfathomable. My phenomena. Immutable truth. Denied. When you fight for what you believe, you can change anything.
I don't know about anything. But yeah. You can certainly move the needle in the direction of your belief. Oh. Ah. Big Boy's mad about being used for the entire game. Grab the girl! Canada will be fine. Grab the girl! Oh, is that his death there? Hmm. Okay. Like I said, it would have been nice if Viola punched him in the face. I think in that cutscene, Viola should have been able to like punch him in the face, and then it should have started with phase where you fight him as Viola. Maybe that wasn't intended at one point, but they decided against it. It really feels like it might have been intended at one point, especially since you were able to like probably switch between different characters. when it was originally a open world type game. Oh.
She's okay. Seems like we always find each other whenever she needs us.
And we've already come so far.
Fate
Very classy
brought us
platinum.
here together, and it will never tear us apart.
Aw. That's what he
We'll
said in the
always
first game.
be together, Cereza.
No, Luca. We've always been together. My clumsy, lovely fool. Will forever be in my heart.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Daddy. Mommy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm supposed to care more about Viola here, but I really don't. I feel like she kind of got gypped. Like, if we had more time to, like, actually get to know her or whatever, then it would have been, like, maybe more impactful. Also, it's hard for me to believe that Bayonetta is quote-unquote dead, considering, like, the game is called Bayonetta. Just for being a journalist. Yeah. Oh, that's the fake out credit scene? Okay. Yeah. Okay, time for the fake out credit scene. Can I go get a refill and water? I don't think I can, actually. I don't think I've got that much time. Also, I think I might be out of drinkable water in the house. Might have to go get some more water bottles. Oh wait, this is like super copyrighted. Hold on. Sorry, this like credits music is like definitely super copyrighted. I've heard this song before. This song is like I think a Christian song. It's like some, yeah. I'm not sure, maybe it's not. But I've heard it before. It's like definitely super copyrighted. So I'm just gonna mute it until it's like done playing. Oh yeah, I knew this was like not gonna be the actual end of the game. But yeah, I had the same problem with the end of Bayonetta 2. I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted in like the community tab. It like was so copyrighted it got banned in Russia of all places. Like it got restricted in other countries, but like you cannot watch it in Russia apparently. The last stream of Bayonetta 2 or whatever, because the like copyright, it was like the outro music was just like super copyrighted. Don't worry, you're not missing out much besides like the copyrighted music. Also, it does not match up with her dancing at all. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much what I did, except for resist physical for Elizabeth. You put resist physical on that thing and you get like a budget version of Orpheus Telos. Yeah, the music does not really match up with her movements like at all. It reminds me of like those like TikTok interpretive dancers or whatever. Like what? But yeah, the like music is super copyrighted. Sinatra's Moonlight Serenade. No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is copyrighted. Like, I've heard this song before. Like, this is an already existing song. Maybe this specific cover is not, like, copyrighted on YouTube, but, like, I know it's not an original song. Like, I've heard this song before. I am, like, 95% certain. Like, this is, like, a copyrighted song. What's your thoughts on the Tale series? I think I'm gonna replay Berseria. Oh yeah, I've heard this before, yeah. But anyway, my thoughts on the Tales of series is that I like the stories and the way they tell the stories. I like the little side conversations you get after battles and like all that kind of stuff. But I have a hard time with their combat over like 70 hours. I've played through a good chunk of the Wii game actually, which is the sequel to the first game. Without playing the first game, that was the first one I played, but I played through most of that. And then I played through Vesperia a little while, well, I guess a few years ago now, and that was pretty fun. Vesperia is a good one. I like its story overall. Maybe if I went back and played it, a Tales of game again, it would be like I'd enjoy it a bit more, but I just had a hard time with Vesperia because I was like 50 hours in, and like the last 2 streams of it were like 8+ hours long of me just trying to get through the ending. Gotcha. Yeah. Hold on. Really? We are as one? Is it really original? I don't know. I feel like I've heard we are as one. I've heard this like as a... I've heard this before. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I haven't. But I've heard it before. I guess I must have just heard it somewhere else before. But it could still be very well copyrighted. Because here's the thing, right? Like, even if it's original to the game, that does not mean it's not copyrighted on YouTube. Just depends on the song and everything. A lot of the times, if a song has vocals, it'll still be copyrighted on YouTube. Just because of how copyright works and everything with that. Where, like, even if, like, the composer isn't, like, imposing copyright, like, I don't know, like, things get funky with that, so whatever. Either way, song's done now. We're done with the credits, so let's see what the post-game fight looks like.
What the hell is this?
That's a good question. Gotcha, yeah. It is too bad that there's not a Yoshitsune.
Are you? No. You're just the darkness Archiev left behind.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, because we never saw anything about, like, who summoned the Kraken to attack that, like, ship in the start.
Your end has come.
There's only one person allowed to call me that. Hang on. Rewind. My name is Viola, and you're never gonna fucking forget it.
I don't know. I think that what they wanted to do was set up, like, future games to have Viola as, like, the main character. Kind of like how DMC has made, what's-his-face? Like, a bit more of, like, an actual, like, I don't know, like, I don't know if I would say actual main character, but shoot, what's his name? I'm just bad with names. The guy with the arm, he's like the first character you play as now instead of Dante past DMC4, right? Like DMC4 and onwards. Like Dante is still there, he's still a major character, you still play as him, but like he's not the character you start with, and he's not the only character you play as anymore, right? I think they were kind of like setting up something similar for that, but I think they didn't give her enough time on screen. Like I don't know enough about her to actually care about her. Like the way she's written is kind of eh. Nero? Yes, Nero. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Thank you. Like Nero's pretty good. Like he's a little bland, but like, you know, it's fine. He's cool. It's good. He's got a cool arm thing going on, right? He gets a bit more characterization in 5. It's cool that he's the son of Virgil and all that stuff, right? But I don't think they pulled it off as well here. And it's even like a similar idea because she's like the son of Luca and, you know, and Bayonetta. So like, again, it's like a kid of like one of the previous main characters, but like they just did not pull it off as well. Like you didn't get a whole game. Like Nero was like the main character for DMC4 for the most part, right? But you didn't get that with Viola. And like I don't think they could have sold. I don't think people would have liked it either if she was like the main character for the game. But like I think I don't think she got enough time to like properly explain. She didn't get enough time for me to care about her, you know? Like she's kind of a cool character and she's got a decently interesting like skill set, but like I just don't, you know, it's just interesting that she uses like an anchor weapon and stuff. It almost feels like a weapon that we never got or whatever as Bayonetta. Although it kind of overlaps with the giant hammer thing that we did get. Yeah. And a character can be funny, but if you want me to care, like, Luca has a bit of slapstick to him, but I care about Luca. I think he's a fun character because, like, he's genuinely trying. You know, I see him genuinely trying. And, like, before this, he was just kind of a guy who, like, wanted to, like, do journalism, find the truth, and, like got and kind of liked Bayonetta, you know, and Bayonetta kind of liked him, you know. It was good. I enjoyed their dynamic, and like even if he was clumsy, he was trying, right? And I guess Viola does get a little bit of that from him, right? Like that makes sense. I don't know. I think what we needed was we needed a moment of Viola like becoming like she needed an arc where she got more and more like competent, and like you saw a bit of Bayonetta in her. Like either like for the final boss fight or for this section, there should be a point where you see a bit of Bayonetta in her. Cuz like you see a bit of Luca in her, I'd say, with like how clumsy but like well-meaning she is and stuff. But like I don't think you see enough of Bayonetta in her. Especially if you want people to care about her, it would be a good way of getting people to care about her, because it's like, oh, I see Bayonetta in her. I see some of the things I like about Bayonetta in this character, and that makes sense because she's her kid, right? You know. Okay. That's kind of cool. I don't know. Making games is hard. I'm acting like I have all the answers, but I've never, you know, made a full game, so there's only so much, you know. I can talk about all the things that they should have done, but like when it comes to actually making something that, you know, actually gets made and is like playable. You know, they've definitely got a few games over me on that department. Okay. Yeah, this form is cool just to play. I don't know.
Do it. You must. If you want to prove yourself.
I don't know. I see what they were going for, and I think they could have made it work with Viola, but I think maybe due to like not being able to do everything they wanted to do with like the open world stuff, and like things changing, I just don't think enough was done to make me care about
It
Viola.
was your last lesson, Viola. But for someone who's grown so much, perhaps the gift of a new name is in order.
Oh, she'd call her Bayonetta.
Thanks, Mummy. I'll treasure it. Always.
Oh, that would have been good. Jorge, you're right. That would have been so good. If they had called it You May Call Me Mummy, that would have been so good. Also, I think the, like... Oh, this is the thing that you said was copyrighted. Because it's Sinatra. Okay. Yeah, that's Sinatra. Okay. Puppy, yeah. But I think, isn't her voicing the name Bayonetta like a reference to Bayonetta 1 or something? Oh, okay. Sorry, I gotta keep the game muted. Because, it's, the actual Sinatra singing Moonlight Serenade. Which I think is... Is it the theme? Yeah, it's the theme that they adapted for this game, but... Oh, Stone? Jeez. Okay. Thanks, game. I didn't... But yeah, I guess... It's literally just the friction, the Sinatra thing. Hold on. I could throw up some music, whatever. It's like 5 seconds or something. We'll live. I wonder if I can, like... No, I can't pause and, like, try and turn off the music or something. In the, like, audio settings or whatever. Light serenade. Let's rain. Bring day on. Yeah, the fights are over relatively quickly. I guess they had a lot of fights that they wanted to put in the end here. Yeah, I guess if you were expecting, like, the credit fights, you would have expected them probably during the first, phase of, like, fights or whatever. Or first phase of credits. Like, fake out credits or whatever. That went pretty well. Pure platinum. That's nice. That went well. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking it was, Jorge. which, yeah. Oh, because of like Bayonetta 1 or whatever. Nah, that's not how that works. That's not how that works, but yeah. Cause I know as soon as you say that, I know exactly the like weird route that they took to get there. Is like because of Bayonetta 1 and you had like the little Cereza girl. So dumb. Yeah, that's dumb. I think people were just mad that Bayonetta wasn't lesbian. But it's like, I don't know, the whole point was that there was a bunch of Bayonettas, so this one Bayonetta was not a lesbian. Okay. Like, okay. If you really want to believe that, like, Bayonetta's a lesbian, there's literally infinite Bayonettas. Go draw a cool design where she's, like, German or whatever and say, yeah, this one's lesbian. Whatever. Who cares? But, like, I don't know. I always thought that Bayonetta and Luca were cute together, so. I don't know. It wouldn't have bothered me if, like, if they decided, like, it was gonna be John and Bayonetta, I would have been fine with that too. But they chose Luca and Bayonetta, and that's fine too. I get it. That's so funny. Either you, there are people, there's just like large portions of people who hate Viola or hate Luca. It is funny though that like, context for what, Jeppo? I've seen, it is funny though that people who ship Luca and Bayonetta don't like Viola because she's literally their child. The people who love Viola hate the ending because they hate Luca. Yeah. Well, maybe they don't like the ending because of how much Viola gets tossed around in the end. Like, she doesn't really do too much outside of, like, the post-credit scene, right? So. Oh, hey. The Big Apple. New York, Manhattan. Are you asking context for what we're talking about, Jeppo? Because we're talking about the ending of the game. I'd have to, like, explain, like, quite a bit to explain, like, the ending and why people don't like it.
Watch where you're going, asshole! Oh, it's you. Get that prescription checked, will ya? Hey, hold on! Remember that last job? The one you half-assed? The adder almost took my head off for that shit. I keep telling you, kid. Huh? Oh, no. Nobody you know. Yeah, I know. The baguettes, right? Forget about it.
Oh, she's wearing Bayonetta's glasses, isn't she?
Honest. Direct with the good stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's fun. He's a good bit of comic relief. Lorenzo. Or Yenzo. Oh, she's wearing a scarf like Luca and wearing Bayonetta's glasses.
School's closed today. It is, seriously. So anyway, got anything good for me? Something where I can let off some steam?
Got a leaky roof, truck salvage, a lost cat, and some ghosts haunting an old house.
That's the one! Don't wait up, okay? Cheshire!
Yep.
Viola, that's coming out of your cut for this one. So's its kibble. Shit, my bad. Forgot to use the family name. Be back by curfew. Bayonetta.
Okay. Let's dance, baby.
All right. That's not terrible. I get it. I get why people don't like Viola, but yeah. I like how the slapping thing. I don't know if I think Luca did that. Well, there's her first problem. She had a shelf of Funko Pops, Jorge. Sorry, but like, if you have a shelf of Funko Pops, there's your first problem. Sorry, I'm not a big fan of Funko Pops. All right, see you, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow if you want to hang out or whatever. This is kind of fun. The dancing. Credit scene is really long. This like ending segment has been like really long. It's not too bad, but it is like, yeah. Bayonetta 4 ever happening? Question mark on that. I've heard mixed. People were generally kind of negative towards Bayonetta 3, so it may get pushed off for a while if it ever comes out. I don't know. Maybe we'll see with like the Switch 2, if it's something that they're thinking about, like developing a sequel for it, for like Bayonetta 4. Maybe with her getting into Smash, they saw interest for her there, like depending on, you know, how the reception to her coming into Smash or whatever. Wait, Bayonetta died? Kind of? Technically, yes. A version of Bayonetta died, but then I guess everything got reset back to normal, so it didn't matter. Because nothing matters, but yeah. Yeah. What are we playing tomorrow? Well, tomorrow I have my 4-year anniversary of streaming, so I'm gonna like do a presentation over like what we did over like the last year, what I'm gonna do over the next year or so, or what my plans are anyway, and then I might play like a little bit of something that I just like that's not really related to something on the channel, since it would be like only like an hour or so anyway. Just like something random for like an hour or whatever. Debating between a few different games. A racing game, Hollow Cure, or like Halo or something. Just something kind of fun to play for like an hour or so. Just hang out, talk, or whatever. Yeah, the story is kind of vague for Bayonetta games, which it doesn't need to be too concrete. Like, it's fine. As long as the game is serviceable, I don't care. Like, for this type of game. But yeah. I've watched some clips of Persona Q2. I saw a video where Shinji talked to Akechi, and it's implied that he could see through Akechi's facade, and I wonder if Adachi would have been able to see through that. Yeah, maybe. I do want to play Persona Q. I've been like listening through the soundtracks, like I said, and boy, howdy are they good. You know, they're like really good. Oh, I think there's like a thing down here. I think I'm supposed to be like dancing along with Bayonetta or something. That's kind of funny. Like a just dance kind of thing. They want you to like dance along with her or whatever. Kind of funny. What side do we do? Oh, for Persona Q? Right, because there's the P3 side or the P4 side. Honestly, either is kind of fine. Oh, my the credits are so long, my controller disconnected and like went into sleep mode. That's funny. Honestly, it just depends. Maybe I'll put it up for a poll. Both are pretty good, but yeah. I kind of like P3's music a bit more personally, but I've also done a lot of P3 recently, so the Luca thing at the end, kind of funny.
This is just one outcome, but the possibilities are endless.
Fun fact, Viola's voice actress played through this game and said she's completely down with the game where Viola revives Bayonetta, but also that no one informed her of Viola becoming Bayonetta. Yeah, I mean, they said it was like a family name kind of thing. And it's clear that they wanted Viola to become like the next generation. I think they could do it. DMC has been able to put in new characters and not just play as Dante. Viola and the next console. Okay. Yeah, again, if like maybe once we get the Switch 2, that's supposed to come out like towards the end of this year or early next year or whatever. Maybe we'll see Bayonetta 2 announced, like, as part of, like, the launch or, like, down the line or something. Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to refresh the series a little bit, since, you know, the last game before this came out on the Wii U, and this game was partially probably made due to the renewed interest from her making it into Smash Ultimate and stuff like that. Or was she in the Wii U version of Smash? I can't remember. But either way, yeah, I don't know. Like you said, maybe we'll see with like the next generation thing. Maybe we'll see Bayonetta 4 or something similar. When the Switch 2 comes out. I was gonna say when the PS2 comes out. No, that would be very different. I mean, they did the Cereza game right after this, because there's the demo for the Cereza game in this game. So they clearly still want to make Bayonetta games to some extent. I imagine partially why they were trying to push Cereza and the Lost Demon so much was because they wanted proof that people still care about Bayonetta and still like Bayonetta after the end of Bayonetta 3 and the backlash it got. I don't know. I think it's all right. I think the series is I think the story is fine. I think if you thought that Bayonetta was a lesbian, or like if you wanted Bayonetta to be a lesbian over what like the game creators thought of Bayonetta, then yeah. Also there was the stuff with like the voice actress, but also like I think that was kind of on her, like misreporting things to like get people on her side so she could ask for more money. That was kind of weird. I don't know. Who knows what the full truth is there? Probably we'll never know the full truth of what happened there, because probably both sides are kind of like leaving out inconvenient details for both of them. You know, like the voice actress is going to say the thing that's best beneficial for her, and the company is going to say the thing that's best beneficial for them, and they're not going to like say stuff that would be bad for them. So it's like hard to say, you know, maybe they were both in the wrong, maybe one of them was in the wrong, who knows. It's whatever. The game was fine, so that's what I care about, honestly. But yeah, I could see like why people would get upset if they didn't like Luca, and I can understand why people would get rubbed the wrong way by Viola becoming the new face of like the Bayonetta games or whatever, especially if you didn't like her. I found her okay. She's not the worst character I've ever seen in a game, obviously, and she's not the best, but she's not the worst. She's not the most annoying character. She's not... I think the problem with Viola more than anything for me is just that, like, she's not much of a character is the thing, right? Like, I don't know too much about her at all. Like, I just don't know anything about her, like, really. Like, I get, like, little glimpses of her, like, in a couple of missions, but, like, you just don't see too much of her to, like, really get a sense of who she is and, like, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think if they had, like, given her more time and, like, fleshed out her character a bit more and, like, if she had some cool moments and, like, you were able to, like, get me to care about her and you saw the growth of her throughout the game, you know, then I would have cared more about her. Either way, I'll probably play Bayonetta 4 if it ever comes out, but yeah. Origins and Bayonetta 3 were made at the same time to the point that they didn't know which one was going to come out first till near the end of development, if that explains anything. That does explain things, yeah, actually. Because then that makes more sense why there's a demo for that game in this game, because they were, like, going to, like, they were being developed side by side. So probably if Origins had come out first, Bayonetta 3 would have had a demo on Origins that you could unlock, and probably vice versa. So, but it is interesting that they were developing those two things in tandem. Overall, I enjoyed the game, for sure. I think it's a pretty good game. I understand why people have issues with the story. I think some of that is just people were disappointed when their expectations of what they thought the game should have been like weren't met. And then they got mad about that. But, I mean, like, I have, like, a lot of complaints about video games and their stories, but you don't see me, like, and I mean, you wouldn't, but you don't hear me, like, I don't know, throwing my controller at the nearby TV or something, right? Like, I don't know, I feel like that reflects more on the person themselves than the media. Like, if you watch a movie and your response to the end of a bad movie is to, like, punch the TV or to, like, destroy something nearby, that says more about you than the movie, I think. Like, I think it's fair to, like, get upset over media and to say, yeah, I'm not buying Bayonetta 4 when it comes out. I'm gonna see if I can get a refund for this game or something like that. Like, I think that's totally fair to do, but to, like, I don't know, like, to, like, punch a wall or, like, get upset like that. Like, people have moments, right? Like, people get upset, but, like, I don't know, I feel... Like, I know people have gamer moments where they, like, freak out and, like, throw their controller against stuff and all that. And I get that, but, like... I don't know, I think... And, like, games can be frustrating, but I think to, like, get angry over, like, the story like that... Instead of just to say, like, yeah, I didn't like it, and this is why, and I won't be purchasing products from this company anymore because I don't like this story, or I'm going to wait to buy things until after they come out, and so I can see, like, what they're actually like before buying. I think all of those things are fair, but I don't know. I think I think destroying things because you didn't like the ending is kind of eh. Oh, new weapon acquired. New demon contracted as well. Interesting. Man, they gave me so many weapons. I will say one complaint I kind of have with the game, given how many weapons and demons are in the game, the amount of demons is fine, but it feels really weird that you can have 3 demons but only 3 weapons. I almost feel like what they should have done is instead of having the bumper swap weapons, what they should have done is if you press the bumper and press and hold the bumper and then put an input on the D-pad, you switch to that demon, and if you just press on the D-pad you can swap to like 3 different weapons, so that way you have more variety, because there's so many weapons that they gave me but I only have 2 slots for them. So my main gripe is that before they would constantly defend the Bayonetta game saying the story never matters, but now it's the opposite when the story is actually something they don't like. Yeah. Cruel Altia is a massive Voltron reference. Altia is the name of their home planet in the gauntlets and even match colors. They even retcon Labalus from being a dog to a lion for the reference. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that stuff's fun. Yeah, I think... Well, I personally thought that the story never mattered too much. Like, for me... Like, I'm not expecting DMC or Bayonetta to have a story that's, like... I enjoy stories, and I think stories can be fun, but, like... I didn't expect, Bayonetta or DMC to have a story on the same level as something like an RPG, which I also play. Because, like, that's not what I'm looking for. With an RPG, I'm expecting a good amount of story, because a lot of those games have a lot of talking, so you want the story to be good, because otherwise, like, all the talking is gonna be annoying, right? So, okay. John Mains, interesting. Challenge from Platinum Games. Non-stop climax. The soul-shaking difficulty that offers the ultimate combat experience has become available. Okay. And John has been added to character selection. Nice. Handguns can now be used. Access them from the equipment tab of the subscreen. Mike the Spike white t-shirt can now be worn. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think Bayonetta 3 is a pretty good game. I don't know. What do you guys think after watching it? If you haven't played it, do you think you'll play it now that are you interested in playing it now that you've seen me play it? Have you played it before? What did you think? I don't know. Be interested to hear what you guys think about all that. I don't know. It's hard for me to judge things, I think, sometimes, because I'm so indecisive. Like, I'm just like kind of like whatever with like a lot of things. Like, there are a few things that I get really excited about and I really enjoy or I really dislike or whatever, but they're very few and far between. Everything else is just kind of for me. Like, where am I gonna put this on my scale? I think it's a 7 or an 8. I think it's a 7 or an 8. It's like above average for sure. It's a fun game to play through. I think if I was gonna like get into it and like try and like 700 hours on Bayonetta 3. Yeah. Well, I can tell what you like then. I can tell that you like it, Jorge. I appreciate you being here. It's always fun to have somebody who like really knows the game be in chat and stuff, because like I don't know, it's just fun to have people who know what they're talking about talk about the game and stuff. Oh hey, it was his voice line. Not gonna lie, I hope Loki comes back in Bayo 4 and acts like a little brother to Viola. It'd be cool to see Loki again. Oh, Witch Trial. Collect all 3 Umbran Tears of Blood in a chapter to open up the path to a counterpart of that area. Interesting. Climax Earring has been added to the shop. Super Mirror has been added to the shop. Super Mirror Tier. Oh, Platinum Ticket. Okay. Whoa, okay, game. Alright. Witch Trials, a set of challenging non-stop battles have been unlocked on the chapter select screen. Okay, Witch Trials. Gotcha. I kind of want to do a little bit of Bayonetta 3, like, post-game stuff. I don't know. I think I'm trying to decide if I want to, like, take a break and come back to, like, Bayonetta 3. I think I kind of have to, yeah. Maybe that'd be good to do. Like, because I think the next thing I want to do, after I get back from vacation, is play a little bit of, like, Kingdom Hearts. Because I'll need to grind a little bit off stream for that. And I'll be playing a game on the weekend where I'm not going to be grinding on stream. Because trying to do, like, 2 JRPG grinds off stream would be kind of annoying. So I think probably what I'll do is take a little bit of a break, and then I think I want to come back and play a little bit of like DMC and Bayonetta, like post-game stuff for both the games series. Like a little bit of like DMC 5, and maybe like try a few of like the Bayonetta's like post games and like try some of the harder difficulties. Like I said, I'd like to try the super boss fights at some point. But yeah. I mean, like, what's the other big series that I haven't played yet for like this genre? I guess there's always like a bunch of games for this genre I haven't played, but the main ones that come to mind are God of War, which has kind of taken a weird direction where it's no longer quite this type of style of game anymore. Like, it's still an action game, right? But it's more of like an action RPG with like open world crafting thing, and that's not bad, but yeah. Yakuza. Yakuza's a little bit different, I would say. It's more of an action RPG, I would say. Something more similar to like Kingdom Hearts or something, where it's like a bit longer. There's a bit more RPG elements to it. One of the games is literally an RPG. And there's like a lot of like side content where these games have more of a focus on like in-depth, closer to fighting games, if anything else. Final Fantasy 15, yeah. Some of the Final Fantasy games are like good action RPGs. But again, those are more closer to RPGs than they are to like fighting games. Because like, I think action games like this are somewhere like in between those games and like fighting games, where with fighting games there's usually not too much of a main story to them or like unlockable side con. Well, there's like some stuff like that, but like the focus is more on like once you beat the main story, just like getting good at the game. Tales of, again, another action RPG. John was kind of buffed but nerf. Her thing is that she takes more damage, but her Wicked Weaves do twice as much damage, but not every weapon has Wicked Weaves. However, weapons that do are crazy OP. Interesting. I've never played as John. in any of the games. That's another one of those things, like, you know, kind of like how I went back and played through all the games as Virgil. It would be kind of maybe fun to go back and play through on a harder difficulty as John. That could be kind of fun. Maybe we'll do that at some point. I don't know. I think it'd be good to take a little bit of a break and then come back to it. Like I said, I want to play through some Kingdom Hearts stuff. But like stuff like Tales of, Final Fantasy, Yakuza, those would all be like weekend games just because they're so long. Like for Bayonetta, playing it for like 2 or 3 hours at a time, twice a week, is plenty to get through it in a reasonable amount of time. But if I was to do that with like a Tales of game or Final Fantasy or Yakuza, I'd be here for like 3 months. I'm kind of worried about that with Kingdom Hearts, but I'll be skipping through most of the like cutscenes and stuff for the like next one we play, and we'll see how that one goes. If that one goes well, then maybe we'll play a little bit more of that series on stream. If it's like kind of or whatever, you guys aren't that interested in it, we'll go back to like playing Bayonetta and DMC. I would love Yakuza. Yeah, well, I'll probably play it later this year. It looks like a game series I generally like. I've seen good things about it, you know. I know Kiriko Koko and stuff made it into one of the games. That's cool. Cool to play that game. Overall, the games seem like something I'd like for sure, yeah. Just like, there's so many games I'm pretty sure I would like, Jeppo, that it's like hard. But I'm getting there, right? You know, I can cross another game series that I played off the list, right? Bayonetta. You know? I guess there's also No More Heroes. That's another series I can think of that's kind of like this. No Straight Roads? Yeah, I played it not that long ago, Jorge. You can go back on the YouTube channel and there's a playlist where I played that on stream. It was a pretty good game. A little bit more rhythm focused and a little less combat focused, obviously. But the soundtrack is pretty good and the levels are pretty imaginative and colorful. And it's interesting to see from a culture that's not usually represented in video games, you know? Actually, somebody who watches me occasionally was like super jazzed that I was playing it because they live in the same country that game came out of, you know? That game like is culturally based in. So that's cool. It's a fun game. I never went back and played like all the different difficulties and stuff. Maybe that'll be what we do next year, is just, hey, you know all the games I played before? Let's go back and do like all the hardest challenges for those games. Because there's also, you know, Hi-Fi Rush. I didn't do like all the post-game content for that. I didn't do all the post-game content for that and stuff, so yeah, maybe we'll go back and do that. Like, once I've played through all these games like God of War and stuff, we'll go back and say, let's do all, you know, let's do all the hard stuff for Bayonetta 3. Let's go do all the super boss, or like all the super bosses for Bayonetta games. Let's do playthroughs with John, you know, let's go and play DMD mode for DMC 3 and 5 or something, or I don't know, something like that. Could be fun. I don't know. It'd also probably be good to like find a few games and circle and focus on them, just because like that's how YouTube likes things. Like YouTube likes it when you post like generally the same game and like make content around that one game, or like maybe 1 or 2 games. I think I've been doing okay so far on that front, because I focus pretty hard on like Atlas stuff, and then I play this kind of stuff on the side, so it kind of works out. So not that I enjoy this stuff any less than the main YouTube stuff, it's just that like most of the channel videos are like about like Atlas RPGs or Persona and all that stuff, so although a surprising amount of people actually watch the stream for the overall stuff. I got to insta-kill Rodon to get his weapon before the game got patched. Okay, nice. Well, maybe I shouldn't have updated before I, maybe I shouldn't have updated. Oh well. Because when I put it in, I didn't update it right away, because I Forgot to. That's why the book was only unlocked like the second stream or whatever. Because then I finally like updated the game. Oh well. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. You can insta-kill him? Apparently. Although it sounds like it was patched out. Like whatever gimmick or exploit there was to insta-kill the super boss was patched out. It sounds like. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying these streams and stuff. I know it's fun for me. It's nice. It's nice being able to play all these games, because stuff like this is stuff I wasn't able to play when I was younger, and now I have like access to like any game I could ever want to play, which is kind of overwhelming. That's good. You know, it's like a little overwhelming to go from nothing to everything. I kind of had that with YouTube as well, where before if I wanted to watch like a YouTube video, I had to like find it and download it, so I could watch it off Wi-Fi or whatever, because I was like, the only way I could download and watch like YouTube videos was off like library or Wi-Fi or something. But yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll look into it at some point. Like I said, maybe that would be fun to do, like just go through and like try and do as many hard challenges as I can next year or something. But I've been enjoying like trying to play new games and stuff. Like I kind of made a point of it at the end of last year, where, you know, I did that whole stream of like, okay guys, give me a bunch of games that you think I should play over like the next year or so, and I got it down to like, what was it, 100 and some games? So I've been working my way through that. I've been slacking a little bit because I've been focusing so much on like Persona 3 Reload and stuff, because that took up a lot of time on and off stream. But now that I'm done with Persona 3 Reload, I've been getting through a few more things. So it's been fun. I don't know, life is pretty good, man. You know, I got things I'd like to be doing better, but you know, life is pretty good. Things are pretty alright. I got, you know, internet goes out sometimes, but you know, I have internet, I have power, I have running water. Things are pretty good. You know, could be worse. Could be a lot worse. So, kind of nice. Yeah, I kind of appreciate that, because recently the water pump for our house broke down. So we were without like running water for like a few days or whatever. So, you know, you start to appreciate having running water when you don't have running water for a few days. Afterwards, you start to appreciate it. Go for 180. Oh gosh. Can I? 3 triple 20s. 1, 2, 3. Oh shoot, I hit the well, is that counted as a 20? I think it still counted as a 20. It's hard to tell from here if I actually hit the like rounded edge or like inside the red little part there. Get 3 bullseyes. Yeah. I do like this menu music, it's pretty good. I don't know, something about like just playing with the darts is fun too. Like, I feel like every stream of Bayonetta 3, nice, just devolves into like at the end just like chilling and chatting while throwing darts around. Do I have enough for anything new in the shop? Old school leaderboards for the John stages. Okay.
Welcome to the gates of hell.
3 bullseyes is a high bull. Yeah, it reminds me of Persona 5. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are in the Discord, but I posted about how I was trying to get like mods working for Persona 5, and that like scrunched up weird looking demi fiend, because I put I was trying to use the demi fiend. I was just testing to see if something worked, and I accidentally put the demi fiend on like the wrong character or whatever, and it like scrunched up his body and like made his eyes bulge out. You know, That old video game thing. Like, you've seen that stuff before where a video game glitches out and you just, like, see somebody's eyeballs or whatever. Funny. Ooh. Like, their eyeballs in their mouth. Because they're, like, separated from, like, the rest of the model, I guess. But, yeah. But yeah, I've been working on that today and yesterday. So 2 super mirrors, right? I know. Yeah, 2 new. Ruby Moon, Quarter Bullet, and Haircut. Oh, this is for Bayonetta 1 and 2, isn't it? Yeah, this is the super mirrors from Bayonetta 1 and 2. So you can have those outfits. What do you consider the worst game you've ever played? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Well, nowadays I'm mostly informed about most games I play beforehand, right? Like, I've seen gameplay of it before, or I've heard it's good, or I can look at Steam reviews. One game that I thought I would like, but ended up not liking, I guess, recently, I think last year, I played a game called My Friend Pedro, which is a game I saw, like, played by, like, Jacksepticeye, like, several years ago or whatever. And it's a game about, like, it's a, like, 2D side-scrolling, like, game where you wield weapons and you can do, like, bullet time and stuff and get cool trick shots. And it looks kind of cool, but it just kind of controlled pretty clunkily for me, and I just didn't enjoy it. I don't know, just something about it, like, really threw me off. I beat it, and because it was only, like, 5 hours or whatever, and I kind of just struggled through, like, the last play session, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna beat this so I can say I've beaten it, but I did not enjoy it. I think I gave it a 4 or 3. I could look a minute and see, like, what the, like, lowest thing I've played in, like, the last year, like, what the lowest score is. But I think that's the last one I can remember that being, like, I thought I would like, but I did not like. What? I don't know. Maybe there's, like, a licensed kid game that I played as a kid when I was younger that was pretty bad that I just didn't enjoy. But, well, no, that's okay. Maybe that's also not correct because, like, there's got to be a better one, because I've played a lot of DS games because I had one of those Ace cards back in the day. So I've tried, like, a lot of bad or mediocre DS games, but I've only ever tried them. Like, I haven't, like, forced myself to play them. I think maybe one that really grinds my gears is maybe Halo 5. Because I really enjoy the Halo series, but Halo 5 has got a lot of issues for its campaign. And so I tried to go into Halo 5 and play that game a while ago, and I got, like, halfway through the missions on the hardest difficulty, and I was just like, eh. Oh, I had, like, 3 4 out of 10s for the games I played last year. 2 of them are VR games. So, yeah. Iron Guard VR, which is like a tower defense mobile game, but in VR. A game that's good for a VR game. The concept is there, but kind of mediocre as a game aside from that. Blind is a game where you are a blind girl, and it's like a story game with puzzles. And you have to, like, whack walls and stuff to, like, kind of echolocate and kind of, like, see your surroundings or whatever. And it's kind of a cool idea, but, like, it kept, like, having issues where it would, like, put me in the floor or, like, put me way up in the air, and I couldn't finish the puzzles, and I kept having to restart the game on stream, and it just was not fun to play, so I just didn't finish it after, like, 2.5 hours on stream. And then, yeah, My Friend Pedro, which I played last year. Sluggish controls, awkward aiming, some bad level design, good potential, but even with the short runtime, it feels like it outstayed its welcome. So, yeah. Those are, like, the 4 out of 10 games I played last year. I generally am fairly well informed about the games I'm playing, like to a certain extent. Like I've seen, like I said, I've mostly seen like gameplay of them, or I've like played other games in the series, or I've heard good things, or you know, there's review scores to go off of now. So generally, I don't play games that I've liked too much, but yeah. MK versus DC, but then it's guilty pleasure. Yeah, there are games like that that are not that good, but they're kind of fun to play still sometimes. Like they're kind of jank and like there's some weird things about them, but they're still kind of fun, you know. I'm trying to think about, I don't know. There's some like Wii and like Xbox games that I like, that are kind of like that. Like the official like Bakugan video game, unironically, banger soundtrack and a lot of fun. Yeah, I played a good amount of Sonic 06 actually on like the Xbox 360 back in the day. I almost finished it, but like I kept falling through the floor during like one of the last levels where you're doing like a lot of grinding on rails. I think I just kept falling through like the floor and not being able to hit the rails correctly. I liked speaking of also jank Sonic games, I actually liked Sonic and the Dark Knight, which is a Wii game where you run around as Sonic in like a King Arthur weird medieval time period kind of thing, and you swing a sword around with the Wii remote. Actually kind of fun. Like the Sonic Wii games, like that and like the Secret Rings were not that great, but like I kind of like them. They're kind of fun. Black Knight, yeah, those games were kind of fun. I beat both of them. The last boss for Black Knight was like such a pain in the butt. As a kid, I remember it being like a super pain, but yeah. I know. I'm trying to think, what is the worst game I've ever played? I think most games that I've played, I just put them down after a little bit. Like I don't ever, yeah. Like I usually, if a game doesn't hook me in like the first 30 minutes or so, you just put it down. The Bakugan game where you play as the kaijus, I think I remember owning that. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. There's like a weird Bakugan fighting game, but I'm talking about the Bakugan like licensed game. Here, find Bakugan Battle Brawlers game. It's such a good game. I own it for the Wii and the 360. Because it came out in like the Wii. Let me move this up a minute. It came out on the Wii, the PS3, and the 360. Do I still have? Yeah, I still do. Let me like mute things so it doesn't blow out our eardrums. Yeah, this thing. Character creator.
Gate card from their deck and puts it on the battlefield.
Ooh, but yeah, it was this game. I actually kind of want to play it a little bit on stream at some point, or maybe just on my own. But
we got this.
I feel like some of the Persona 3 songs fit Yukari for some reason.
You don't stand a chance.
Game start.
But like, there's a bunch of different areas in the game, and like the battle music for each of them is, and like the arena music is just like really good. But yeah, this is the gameplay. You just like aim and like throw the ball, but like some of the arenas get like really elaborate. Like this is just the starter section, but like, here, let me see if I can find like, like one of the first is like the Aqua Arena. I found the like music because yeah, it's good. Oh, my controller. Yeah, this.
We got this.
What's up? How you guys doing, G&T?
But yeah, this like whole like here, can I see where he like actually throws out the Bakugan? So like there's these like entire like environmental hazards, and so like you like throw them out and you have to like maneuver them across the like stage before you get to the card, so you get extra like points for the actual battles. So there's like this like actual strategy from like the base like physical game where you're just trying to like, you know, have more damage than the enemies monster or whatever, but like then there's also this whole aspect, and like just the areas and like the music is really good. Like unironically, the music is like really, really good. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll play it on stream later. Seems like something kind of fun, and it's not too long. But yeah, I don't know, there's actually like kid games, like licensed kids games that are pretty good, like that, and you know, the Bikini Bottom game. What else? There's another. Oh, the Jack Skellington, the Nightmare Before Christmas PS2 fighting game. That's basically just God of War, but it's Jack Skellington in Nightmare Before Christmas. That's actually a pretty good one. Oh shoot, I was just thinking about another. I literally was thinking about and watched a video about another good licensed game that Simpsons End Run, yep. Oh shoot, Crisis. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get better soon. Jeez. I said break a leg, I didn't mean it literally. Yeah, I hope you feel better soon, man. Sorry to hear that. Shoot, I'm trying to think what game. Oh, right, the King Kong first-person shooter. There's a King Kong first-person shooter that's like really, really good, and it has Jack Black in it. That's the one I'm thinking of. Have I heard of Epic Mickey? Yes, I have. I was pretty excited to see that a remake was getting made for it for the Switch. The GBA Yu-Gi-Oh games were good. Yeah, I had a couple of those too as well, Jeppo. I really liked the GX one because I watched some of GX. Like that was the one Yu-Gi-Oh series I watched a good amount of and really enjoyed. And then I had one called like the Secret Cards or whatever, and had a full campaign and everything. Yeah, King Kong the movie, the game. Yeah. That one's like a licensed game, but like it's a first-person shooter. But it's like unironically really good. Like it's got a minimalist UI, like in HUD. Like there are spears that like will pin like the giant bugs to the wall. Like just like there's like a lot of cool stuff in that game. Yeah. Some of the Hot Wheels like racing games are actually kind of fun. But yeah, I want to play Epic Mickey at some point. I played a good amount of it at one point. I think I got about like a third of the way through it at one point, way back in the day, and then I like, you know, dropped it for whatever reason. I think I had to return it to the library, but yeah. It's basically Mario Kart with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So basically, Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. Oh, 5D wheelie breakers is Dumbo Fun. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh games are kind of interesting because modern Yu-Gi-Oh kind of sucks to play nowadays. But you can always go back to like the games and like play that version of Yu-Gi-Oh or that era of Yu-Gi-Oh. So like if you want to go back and play the era of Yu-Gi-Oh where like it was all Synchro Monsters, you can go and do that with the games. If you want to go play the era where it was all like Fusion Monsters, you can go and do that. Like I think that's a really cool benefit of having those like licensed Yu-Gi-Oh games is that like they're basically time capsules for like what the meta was and like what was good and what was fun in that time period before things got way overcomplicated with Yu-Gi-Oh's card game. Because like nowadays it's like so dense and hard to get into with Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah. I like card games. Like I'm one of the few people I think that actually enjoys the card game spin-off of Kingdom Hearts, the Chain of Memories, where they basically took an action RPG and said, hey, what if every time you wanted to swing your Keyblade, you had to spend a card? Is the Yu-Gi-Oh anime still going? I think it is. I haven't checked in a while, but I remember it being active for a long time. One of those things kind of like Pokemon where you're like not sure, and I haven't checked in on it in a while, but I feel like it's still going. Although I heard that Ash finally like became a champion and finally they let him like leave or like let him move on with his life. He is no longer has to be 10 for the rest of his life. That's so dumb. I felt like Ash should have won and like become champion in like right around Gen 4 towards the like in the like Platinum Sinnoh, like the Sinnoh region days, because he literally got to the championship, had a really cool fight with his rival, and then the way they like made it so he wasn't champion was they brought out a literal Who with like 5 legendaries to like defeat him, and like it was so dumb. I think I'm one of the few people who've never played a Mario game. I played a good amount of Mario games, but I've never ever beaten a Mario game. I've beaten some of the Mario RPGs. I don't know if that counts, but I don't think I've ever beaten a Mario like platformer. It was BS. Yeah, it was total BS. But yeah. Yeah. I'm not super good at platformers and stuff. I'd like to play a few more. Celeste looks like it's really good, but I've never played it. Or like Hollow Knight, I feel like would be right up my alley. Has to be a rule 1 legendary, yeah. It's like literally the strategy of a child. Like if you ever go on that like Mogon website where you can like just play like battles with like whichever Pokemon you want and like practice and like do different like stuff like that. Literally the child strat is just spam legendaries. It's a literal child move. Just like to spam legendaries. He had a Darkrai? Yeah, I think he had a Darkrai and was it a Latios or something? It's something like that. Yeah. I don't know. It was just such BS. Like, they couldn't even, like... And he had, like, one of the best rivals, like, Ash has ever had for that, like, season. With, like, actual growth and, like, backstory. And you actually got to saw him, and the rival actually did things in the plot. Like, he actually interacted with, like, the Team Galactic, you know, the that region's villains and stuff, so... Oh, the Princess Peach game? Yeah, I've seen that. It's alright. I've played the, there's a Princess Peach, game on the DS that's kind of similar that I played a little bit of, at one point. Not really my thing. I tried it, like, a little bit. It was kind of interesting little platformer, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Paul was great, yeah. Paul was a good rival. Paul was good. And there was all that stuff with his brother and everything, and like him being a really accomplished gym leader and all that kind of stuff. That was cool. Didn't it already come out? Maybe. I didn't keep track of it. I think maybe it did. Electrive versus Infernape was hype? Yeah. Right, because Infernape was like a Pokemon that Paul abandoned when it was a Chimchar. And there was like the whole thing where Ash actually brought out some of his Pokemon from past generations. Like Charizard made a return, and like there was Heracross, and like he actually used Pokemon from other generations. It was so good. Ugh. That whole arc was so good. Like, it should have ended there. It so should have ended there. It would have made so much sense to end there. Kind of wish Paul came back, yeah. Or they should have ended it in X and Y. Like, have him right off in the sunset with that girlfriend of his. And just, like, let him move on with his life. Please let Ash move on with his life. He's, like, 16, 17. Still hanging out with 10-year-olds. Still trying to do the 10-year-old dream of becoming a champion. Like, please let him, like, get a girlfriend. Oh. Poor guy. Let him get a girlfriend and, like, move on with his life, please. Make him a gym leader or something and just, like, bring in a new character. Oh well. Yeah, there's so many, like, good characters in the Pokemon anime that just, like, were there for, like, one season and then, like, almost, I don't think, like, ever got a return. Got new pro tags now? Yeah. I haven't watched any of the, anime since, like, I think Black and White, so the, like, Unova stuff, so, like, right before the 3DS stuff came out. Pokemon anime should have ended with doing his taxes. Yeah. I mean, how many times has Ash died in the movies now? Like, at least once. I know the number is at least more than one where Ash has died in the movies. Hot take, I liked Barry. Barry's fine. Barry's okay. I might be biased because I've seen Barry in, like, other forms and stuff. Wasn't Misty supposed to be the end game? Kind of, yeah. There was hints of romance between them in the first season, and, like, it was kind of hinted at when they saw Ash, when she saw Ash again, and, like, a little bit of that. But I think maybe part of that was because they were only thinking for, like, one era of Pokemon, so they were like, oh yeah, we'll just ship Misty and Ash together. And they are kind of cute together. But and he was voiced by Silver the Hedgehog. That's funny. I did not know that. It's always funny to hear, like, it's like literally that YouTube thing where somebody will take, like, a clip of a character and be like literally the same voice actor, and it'll be like something completely different. It's just funny how stuff like that happens, where, you know, like, the same voice actors get used because they're good voice actors, and then they get all over the place. Anyway. Oh, I should probably end stream at some point, huh? Cillian was made better. Or Silent. Elin. Remember who that is. Like, you know, I'm bad with names, so it's been a minute. Yeah. I really enjoyed, like, the Pokemon games up through, like the DS era. I have some issues with, like... Oh, right. Yeah, him. Yeah. I have, like, issues with, some of the more recent stuff, but... Like... Pokemon, like, up through Gen 5 was, like, my thing. It was especially my thing because I had a younger brother, so he would get one game and I would get the other, and then we would trade for whatever we didn't have, and we got to, like, play together and stuff, and that was, like, a lot of fun. And now he collects Pokemon cards, and, you know, we play sometimes and stuff, so... Because I lost cable. I think some of the Pokemon seasons are better than others. I think Season 1 is kind of just nostalgic at this point. That was my favorite rival, at least in game. And then, is that, I'm trying to remember, is that Gen 5 rival? Gen 5 rival was kind of interesting because he had like a lot going on with him, or at least Black and White 2. Both the rivals in Black and White and Black and White 2 were kind of interesting because in Black and White you had two rivals kind of, and they both kind of like had different aspects of them. Like one was one type of rival, one was the other. Like one was like really competitive and kind of metagamey without being like a dick about it, which was Charon. And then the other one was like the other one who was just kind of out for an adventure and kind of enjoying things and just kind of like trying to figure out what she wanted to do with her life. And that was Banaka. And she was kind of fun too. So you got like two different flavors of rival. And then in Black and White 2, you had that rival who his main motivation was trying to get back the captured Pokemon from the team that's stole that Pokemon from his sister. And like, let my grass steal son, yeah. But yeah, I think the first season, like the first era of the Pokemon anime is pretty interesting and kind of nostalgic at this point. I think Johto was fine. I don't really remember too much of Johto. Hoenn was good. Sinnoh was good. I think a good chunk of Black and, like, what I saw of Unova was good. X and Y, we were gonna get the Kalos region. We were kind of getting the, like, air territory at that point for me, and I didn't see a ton of that, but it was alright. It was kind of interesting to have this girl that actually knew Ash before the series started, so. Oh yeah, same for me, Jorge. I want to go... Alright, sounds good, Nash. Let me know how it goes. I wish you all the best. Nope. But yeah, I also kind of dropped the games after Sword and Shield. Like I got... Farthest up I got was Sun and Moon. Not Ultra Sun and Moon, but just Sun and Moon. So. And I have a copy of every single Pokemon game from Pokemon Blue all the way up through Sun and Moon. He was my favorite type. And I was also always partial to Dark as a kid. Sableye was like my favorite Pokemon. It's still kind of my favorite Pokemon. Wait, also, who was the girl who knew Ash before the series? The girl from X and Y, the Kalos region. They like met at like a summer camp when they were like really young, and she like liked him outright from the start of the series, kind of. I don't know where that went because I didn't watch the whole thing. But by that point, like they were like new enough to like, yeah, Serena. She was kind of cute. She was like the female protagonist. She had the same design as the female protagonist from those games. It was kind of interesting. And like he was kind of more of a mentor character more than anything else for like the other like two party members, I guess. Who was the electric gym leader of all people and his like little sister. But I guess it kind of worked out. And it was kind of interesting to see him like be more of a mentor figure and stuff. Because like by that point, like they couldn't get around the fact that he had been doing this for like a long time. So he was like kind of experienced, you know? And it was interesting seeing like them just be honest and be like, yeah, Serena likes Ash. Yeah, we don't have to like beat around the bush or anything. And like, I don't know, kind of interesting to see young Ash as well. I don't know, it's kind of interesting for them to be just so outright with it. Feels like another, it feels like between Sinnoh and like Unova and stuff. Wow, 2.5 meme, yeah, geez. Or Metroid Prime 4. I gotta play the remake of the original game, Metroid Prime 1. I had that on my list to play, and then they announced the remake for it. I was like, well, it's meant to be, so I gotta play it at some point here. I think I might over vacation. Or at least start on it. And then I also have... I enjoyed the 2D Metroid games on the GBA quite a bit. Because I had both. I had both Metroid and Metroid Zero Mission and Fusion. And both I enjoyed immensely. And I played through multiple times as a kid. Which I did not play through a lot of games like multiple times as a kid, so... Yeah. Even nowadays, I can beat Metroid Zero Mission in like less than 2 hours. And part of that is that game is kind of meant to be speedrunnable, but I can like play through that entire game in like less than 2 hours or so. Like I remember doing that on stream like a few years ago now. Because I was like telling my friends, yeah, you better show up to stream early if you want to see any of the game. They're like, oh, I'll be there. And they shows up like an hour and a half, and I'm like, yeah, I got like 10, 15 more minutes to go, dude. And he's like, oh okay. It's not a super long game, if you know what you're doing. Because it's based off of the original Metroid. They remade it for like the GBA, updated the sprites, add some new content, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a good one. And then Fusion is, that's also a really good game. So I gotta play like Metroid Dread at some point, which I also own. Metroid series is pretty good. Enjoy them. I don't know. I have a lot of game series I enjoy. Makes it hard to keep up with everything all at once. Trying, but I just can't seem to do it. Not sure why that is. Well, hey, that's why I've always joked about, like, I'm kind of glad that AAA gaming nowadays isn't that great, because they're, like, giving me time to catch up on everything. It's like, oh no, no new, like, 3 good games came out this year. Guess I'll just have to catch up on some old stuff I missed. Still pissed off at Damien. Oh, Damien. That was Yu-Gi-Oh, wasn't it? Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Damien. Or was that Chaz? No, I'm thinking of Chaz. Chaz the Chad. Chaz. Chaz is such a meme, dude. Who's Damien? I don't remember who Damien is. I think that's Pokemon. Damien. Name sounds familiar. He was one of the rivals. Damien. No, blanking on his name. I'm bad with names, so. Oh, the Darkrai guy. Yeah. Okay, guy, I gotcha. What a name. Damien. Damien with the Darkrai. Oh, I should probably end stream at some point, yeah? I should probably go eat something. It's been 3 hours. I think I should probably go eat something. I'll be back tomorrow anyway, if you guys want to keep talking. It's fun, though. I'm glad to talk and stuff. One nice thing about, like, the Bayonetta streams is, like, it's been fun to, like, talk after, even after the game is done. I was worried that I'm, like, not good at talking without the game, like, without a game on, to, like, have something to talk about, but yeah. Kind of peeved by how much AAA games try to milk out of people if Street Fighter extras coming out more than the actual game. True, yeah. Although, yeah, it is interesting because, like, for Atlas, it sounds like they're trying to move more towards DLC. Like when Persona 6 comes out, they plan on releasing a bunch of DLC for it because the games are so massive. They don't come out like regularly, so they want to supplement their income over time with like DLC. So that's kind of interesting, because we'll probably see that over the next few years here whenever Persona 6 comes out. And also you can kind of see it here with Persona 3 Reload, where the answer is going to be DLC. They've got a like a wave of DLC with like the outfits and everything. So, but yeah, I think some of it, I don't know. You're definitely right that like they're definitely trying to milk people out of money for sure. I mean, that's kind of their job as like companies, is like to try and make money. But I think you can only do, if you're too greedy with it, you burn up people's goodwill, right? Like, people will deal with it because it's still Street Fighter and they still enjoy the game. But like, if people don't enjoy the game and they're still asking for more money, then people will just not play the game. Especially if they, the games that they do enjoy are still around and they can still play them. Like, you can trade, basically you can trade in some goodwill for some money right now by like putting in like microtransactions or like paid DLC. That's kind of iffy on like if it's actually worth that much. You can burn goodwill for money, but it's gonna be hard to, it's hard to win back people's goodwill and trust, you know? Like, it's very easy to lose somebody's trust. It's very hard to gain somebody's trust. Like, That's just kind of how it is. And like it can work for a while because for most people like most people don't watch YouTube videos about their games they play. They just play FIFA and they enjoy FIFA for like half an hour once a week or whatever, and then they move on with their life because they've got work or whatever. So I don't know. Game companies can often get away with like, you know, milking those people because they're just like, oh yeah, I'll put 20 bucks into FIFA. Oh, sure, I'm enjoying the game, whatever. 20 bucks is nothing. I put out like 80 bucks the other day on like drinks when I went out with friends, right? 20 bucks is nothing for them because, you know, it's their entertainment. So, but that's why I always, yeah, it's hard to like get people to push back against stuff like that because you would need like an overall majority to push back against it, and it's hard to do that when the overall majority doesn't care or isn't informed about stuff like that. Last Christmas, while people were getting PS5s, I was getting a PS3. Yeah, I'm not too interested in buying any new consoles. In fact, I found a decently working Xbox, like Xbox original, that I might get for like 10 bucks or whatever at like a thrift store. Because I've got the one that I had as a kid growing up, and I'm going to clean that one up and keep it nice and stock. And then I think I'm going to get this one and then like put like HDMI in it and stuff. Might get a Vita this year? Nice. Yeah, Vita seems fun. I don't know. Has a good story. Yeah, it's got a good library of games. Yeah. Also, I think console exclusives are becoming less and less of a thing. So as the consoles go on, it's more and more like, why don't I just buy a computer or upgrade my computer? Like, why don't I just put the 500, 600 bucks into like my computer instead? P3P is only 10 bucks. Nice. Yeah. Hey, it's even less if you resort to some other means. Same with P2, yeah. Yeah. And you can run, and if you decide to mess around with it, you can play P2 Eternal Punishment, the English patch version on physical hardware. But yeah. Yeah, no. I think it's also kind of interesting too, because like there's all these modern ways of playing games, but like, I don't know. It depends on what kind of games you like, but I suppose. Like if you want to play the newest, biggest, like multiplayer game that everybody's playing, then yeah, you still got to buy the new consoles. But if you like a certain type of genre that just doesn't get new games too much anymore, like if you like the RTS games, like if you like the RTS genre and that's the kind of game you like to play, what? There's like no real reason for you to buy any new consoles or anything. There's no even real reason to buy a PC. In fact, you're almost better off playing, like getting a PC that only runs like Windows 7 or something, because that's when those games were made. But yeah. Yeah. I personally, the last time I thought about getting a console for the games was the PS4, because it had Spider-Man 1 and the Kingdom Hearts stuff on it, and then both those came to PC, and I was like, eh. The only other thing I can think of that I would want to play on the PS4, right now at least, is a Gravity Rush, and maybe Bloodborne, right? I think, is it? Yeah, I think it's Bloodborne that's still stuck on, like, console. And, oh, there's also, I guess, the remake of, what was that game? Remake of Shadow of the Colossus, but that might be on PS5. So I guess those are some games, but like, I'm talking about buying a PS4, not buying a PS5. Even like for me, who's like a big fan of like the Xbox line, generally speaking, I haven't bought like the newest Xbox. I have a mini fridge that looks like the newest Xbox. I bought the joke mini fridge that they made, secondhand for like 20 bucks. But yeah, I don't have the actual console. Although now I don't have a place to put the mini fridge. I had a spot for it at work that was kind of fun to put it there, but I stopped working there, so now I don't have a place to put it. Oh well. I'll find a spot for it at some point. Or I'll just get rid of it. I mean, it's like, what, 20 bucks, so. It's funny, though. Like, the last couple weeks I was there, somebody, like, my boss was, like, asking me about it because he thought, like, I had a game console in my room. Sorry, not in my room. In my, like, work area. But no, it was just the mini fridge. I was like, do you want a drink? He's like, no, I'm good. I guess somebody might have, like, asked him about it or complained about it, I guess. I mean, to be fair, like, from a glance, yeah, it looks like the console because it's supposed to, but it's like, no, it's a mini fridge. Anyway. Alrighty. I think I said this already a few times, but I think I gotta end today's stream. I'll be back tomorrow for your anniversary stream. We're just gonna play something for funsies. Either Hollow Cure or that Ridge Racer game. I'm not sure which. I'll think about it tonight and yeah. And then I got like that presentation I'll do at the start of the stream for like an hour about like, you know, what I did over the last year, what I want to do over the next year or so. Talk about all that stuff. And then Thursday, we're going to start that Assault Spy game. Looks kind of interesting. If you've never seen it, it's like an indie anime style DMC game, if that makes sense. So it should be kind of interesting. And it's only like 8 hours, 8 hours long. So it's something we can play before I go on vacation. And then when I get back from vacation, we can start something else. So that is the plan. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Thank you everybody so much for hanging out. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Jeppo. Thank you, Nash. Thank you, Union. Thank you, I think, shoot, I'm trying to remember what his name was, who was here earlier, Jason, and then anybody lurking or watching back on the pod, I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day. Braces, I hope your hand heals, I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry that your hand broke, that your knuckle broke, that sucks. Get better, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope it heals well. I hope it's not a... Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Sorry to hear that. So, yeah. But, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And in case I don't see you, hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I'll see you later. See you guys.